Nearly 2 decades in the sports broadcast game, and what a ride it's been. Interviews with the 42nd President Bill Clinton, to Lakers legends Kobe Bryant, and the NBA's all-time leading scorer Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, to name a few. I've been blessed to cover and tell some amazing stories, but there were so many more I didn't get to tell.
Thanks for tuning in to Untold Truths with Telly. My guest is a 6-time All-Star, a 3-time Silver Slugger Award winner, Prince Fielder. P, we're going to get right into it. What kind of hobbies does a former slugger that has over 300 home runs and 1,000 big league RBIs pick up in his post-playing career?
Man, little cooking here and there, a lot of movie watching, and I mean, I have 2 boys, so I get to still kind of be in the game. I can kind of get that itch out through them. They like playing, so I can, I think sometimes I like staying out there longer than them just because I'm having fun. I'm like, Dad, and we play every day. You just come out here for 10 minutes and go in, right? So, I'm just having a blast now, man. Like I said, boys are playing, and also I get to do other stuff too, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, cool. Now, it's been almost 4 years since your second neck surgery forced you to end your playing days. And like you said, you got 2 boys that's in the game, and it's all good to stay connected that way. But how much do you miss it, especially around spring training time? Because it's a game you've been involved with your entire life.
Yeah, right. I miss the guys. I miss hanging out with the guys and just I miss that part, during batting practice and everybody just hanging out. But as far as playing, I don't miss that, man, because, there's little things I do now, and I'm sore for like 3 days, and I just can't. I'm like, man, how did I keep trying to figure out how did I just keep playing every day and not feel, I'll stretch my hamstrings down sore after that. So, you know what I mean? So I try to remember, like, man, how come I didn't feel this much pain all the time when when I was playing? But no, I just that's all I miss, though, just the guys, man. And just, with you hanging out, before BP, all that kind of stuff. That's what I miss.
Yeah, that was cool, man. Now, we know, before we get into your career, let's just start off with a childhood as a son of a big leaguer. Of course, hanging out in clubhouses and stuff was normal to you, but that was anything but normal for most kids. So I got to ask, like, when you go to school in the morning and the night before you were in the locker room with Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker and all those guys, like, how was that?
I didn't know. I like you said, I don't know. I didn't know any other way. So for me, it was just like, just got done. Dad just got off work last night, a little late. They had a late one. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was, don't get me wrong. It was cool whenever I went, and I was, I knew it was, I obviously knew that I was, that it was, a blessing to have a dad who plays baseball. I knew that much. But as far as like knowing, like, or like feeling different or feeling like cooler than anybody, I really didn't, just because it's just where he works. You know what I mean?
Just where and speaking of work, anybody that was around you any amount of time knew that you worked really hard. And that's a lot of things that people may not know about you. You were just tireless with your work ethic. Where did that come from? And was it fueled by some of the doubters early on that thought that maybe you were just trying to get by on your dad's name?
Yeah. That's where it started from early in high school. And it just kind of grew from there because, not from anxiety, but I saw something early. I was like, man, I don't like thinking about stuff. I don't want to think about, who I'm facing or, I got to watch out for the slider in the dirt. So instead of always thinking about negative, I just always worked on the positive stuff. So I figured if I just hit off the tee or just work, like whenever it was getting negative, go do something, get out of there. You know what I mean? So that's why but at a fault, I think I might have overdid it a little bit, as you see, but I mean, there's no other way I could have done it,
Yeah, and I imagine just growing up and seeing the way that your dad went about things that kind of formed you, and you always wanted to make your own name. And once you reached the big leagues, it didn't take a lot of time for you to do that, because in 2006 you led all rookies with home runs with 28, and then you follow that up with a 50 home run season, becoming the youngest in National League history to hit 50 home runs in a season. Now, having that much success, like, did you know you had that much pop and power, or kind of the 50 home runs was like, man, I really just did that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had power, but I don't think I knew. I didn't know how to do it, if that makes sense. I didn't. Yeah. You gotta, you can have power, but if you swing at, the first fastball low and away and hit a base hit the left, you're not gonna hit. It's not gonna be a home run. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I had to learn. Just because it's a strike, you got to wait out certain pitches that you can do the damage on. And I think, in all honesty, before I was scared to hit home runs in practice because I felt like in the game there'd be pop-ups. So counsel came over to me one day and was like, hey, anytime you hit a ball 400 feet, it's a pretty good swing. So from that point forward, it just made sense. So I was like, if I get a pitch I like, I'm going to try to hit it, far like I want to do in the game.
You used to always, really swing away during BP. I mean, I used to notice that because that was just kind of the mind frame you wanted to always be in.
Right, because whenever I'd swing, I really admire the guys who have the nice BP swings and can swing smooth. As soon as I do that, my hips are coming forward. I can't. Anytime I do it soft, it's terrible. So I was like, a lot of coaches I don't swing so hard. I was like, look, if I don't do this, you'll be telling me something else. So I have to. Swing this hard.
Awesome. Now, in 2009, you led the majors in RBIs with 141, but your best overall statistical season might have came in 2011. You had 38 home runs, 120 RBIs, but 107 walks. Yeah. Now, you finished third in the MVP race that year. Your teammate Ryan Braun won it. Wow. Now that it's all said and done, can you say you two were the baddest 3-4 hitters in 2011 in all of baseball?
I mean, if not, we were close. If not, I mean, yeah, we were pretty good. I mean, and in that year, especially, me, Ricky, everybody, Corey, we all saw Ronnie like, man, this dude, he was killing the ball. So it's like, I think our 3-4 duo we had was pretty legit. If not the best, it's top three.
Yeah, especially when you guys had it going together. When you guys were hot together.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there was any pitcher in either league that wanted to face the middle of that Brewers lineup at that time.
No, not at that time. Because that's just the thing, and then with Bronny at the time too, I mean, he could hit home runs, but also he was stealing bases. I mean, you know what I mean? If he wasn't hitting homers, he was gonna figure out how to, he was gonna figure something else out to do. So I think just the just a 3-4, just with Bronny, like I said, just all the things he could do made us that much better.
Now, you took a lot of pride, and like you said, you may have overdid it a little bit, but you took a lot of pride in playing every day. Yeah. And you put a stretch together of 4 out of 5 seasons. You played all 162, and the one that you didn't play 162, you played 161. Right. So you believed in playing every day. Was that a personal goal that was kind of fueled by the people that said that your body type wouldn't hold up an entire season or career?
Yeah, for sure. That, and also there was this time and I was in Little League and I fouled a ball off my shin. So, everybody, the coaches, you want to, maybe you should come out, this and that. I'm 11 or 12. I'm like, yeah, it's a little sore. I didn't know any different. So my dad walked up to the gate or to the, the little fence dugout. He goes, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, well, why aren't you playing? He's like, I fouled the ball off. And he just said, I don't think you're hurt. I was like, no, it's sore. And I showed him. But by the time, when I showed him, I was trying to show him my shin. And by the time I looked up, he'd already walked off. So I'm like, dude, that was like, he didn't say nothing mean. He didn't say nothing, but I started kicking my own ass. I was like, man, I got to be out there. So from that point, I think that, I'm be honest, that is the reason why I played every day. That game.
Wow.
That feeling. I remember that
And that was it had that much of an impact.
Yeah.
You were like, yo, I'm not going to ever. And that's why, you used to always say, man, I don't want to cheat the game. I don't want to cheat the game. So that's where all that came from?
Yes, that's it. That That was a bad day. Yeah.
You won multiple home run derbies. And when I don't think people understand how tough that is to take BP without a cage, because you guys' minds are just so trained that way. But did you always view like home run derbies as kind of like the NBA slam dunk version, contest of baseball? I mean, it was a time for you to kind of flex, or like, how did you approach home run derbies?
Well, for me, it was more so, I've always loved them. You know, my dad played in them or whatever, competed in them. So I always loved doing them. And then once my kids, were old enough to watch them and everything, they loved them. So I like doing them because of them. But like I said earlier, usually I would always have good halves, a good second half. So, my thing was just like batting practice. I hit home, if I see a ball I like and hit it out, that, it's like muscle memory. So for home run derby, that's why I really wanted to do them, because I knew after them my swing would be, I'd be for second half, I'd be, in the groove, because I just, literally did the thing I was wanting to do for 2 hours,
And you always have had your sons around. I mean, at the ballpark, all-star games and everything. Like, how cool is it when you look back when they were like hanging out with Albert Pujols and hanging out with Carlos Beltran? And I mean, you understood what was going on at the time because you're older and you're like, okay, they're going to really understand this when they get older. But for you to be able to provide that opportunity, how cool was that just as a dad at that time?
Yeah. No, that was really cool, man, because that's what makes this process now, them in high school, or my oldest in high school, my youngest going to high school. It makes it cool now because now they're starting, they're working hard, they're working out every day, they're in the cage every day, and they're starting to, they know where they want to go. You know what I mean? Who knows what happens, but they've seen it and they have an idea, and it's not something that they can't reach because they've been there before. They don't feel like they can't. It doesn't seem too far away, and I think that's, for me, I think that helps more than anything. My dad playing, that helped more than anything, just because that's what it helped. Just me seeing that, oh, okay, that's where I want to go, and it's not something that I've never, it's not something I have to make up. I actually seen it. I know what, it's not make believe.
They were really young when they were all at Miller Park and everything, but like now they actually saw it, but do they really understand how bad of a dude their dad was?
I don't know, man. They think I was good. My Haven does, but he messes with me sometimes. He doesn't really. He's like, I mean, you're all right, but I mean, I don't.
You're like, yo, man, I got 1,000.
Come on, man. Yeah, like, come on, Haven, I did good. I was like, don't let. I told him, don't let 2016 and 17. I was hurt, man.
You gotta explain yourself.
Yeah, I gotta explain. Like, come on, man. Let's go look at video. They'll mess with me every now and again. But they remember a little. They remember a little bit.
Be on the lookout for part 2. Make sure to subscribe to Telly Hughes Media and click notifications so you'll be notified on all upcoming episodes of Untold Truths with Telly.